Today in this very topic we are going to describe that if a water sample contains a coliform, whether it is a fecal or it is a non-fecal type of coliform. So fecal means it comes from the feces, it comes from animal feces like us, and non-fecal means it's basically soil or bacteria, soil coming from soil actually. So example of fecal coliform is Escherichia coli, and example of non-fecal is Klebsiella, pneumonia, Klebsiella erogens, Aerobacter erogens, etc. So in order to detect whether the organism, coliform organism is fecal or non-fecal, what you need to do is to perform several tests like known as IMViC test. IMViC means indole, M stands for methyl red, V stands for Hodges prospecule, and C stands for citrate. So what is the importance of using this small I? This small I is used for abbreviation, that is IMViC. In order to abbreviate this thing, we are using small I, but it doesn't include any kind of mechanism of action or whatever you can say. It does not include any kind of procedure actually. So this IMViC test constitutes 4 tests, that is indole, methyl red, Hodges prospecule, and citrate. Important thing to note that fecal coliform like E. coli gives indole and methyl red positive test, while non-fecal coliform like Klebsiella, pneumonia, Klebsiella erogens produces Hodges prospecule and citrate as a positive test. So we need to understand first what is the basic idea of doing the indole test. So in indole test, what we are using, basically tryptone broth, which contains an amino acid called tryptophan. So tryptophan is a type of amino acid that contains indole ring. No other amino acid contains that indole ring, only tryptophan contains. So if tryptophan can be broken down by tryptophanase enzyme, it will produce 3 different molecules, 3 different components, that is indole, pyruvic acid, and ammonia. So tryptophan, the breakdown product of tryptophan generates 3 components. One is indole, another one is pyruvic acid, and third one is ammonia. So after 24 hours of incubation, if the organism is capable of producing tryptophan to indole, we can add Kovacs reagent, that is Kovacs reagent, and observe for the formation of cherry red color ring. Kovacs reagent is made up of 3 things basically: isoamyl alcohol, ACl, and para-aminobenzylic. These are the 3 things that must be present in Kovacs reagent, which can actually interact with the indole molecule coming from tryptophan and ultimately produce the cherry ring color. So the appearance of cherry ring colored ring indicates indole positive. So only fecal gives tryptophanase enzyme. Only fecal organism is capable of producing tryptophanase enzyme, and therefore only the fecal organism is capable of converting tryptophan to indole. But non-fecal coliform is not capable of converting tryptophan to indole because they lack tryptophanase. So that is why the cherry red color ring appear only in case of fecal organism, not the non-fecal one. So E. coli gives positive test for indole, Klebsiella erogens gives negative test. Now we should go for the second test called methyl red, and we simultaneously describe what is the Hodges prospecule, that is MRVP test. The second test, that is actually known as that for the 2 different tests, we are using same media, that is called MRVP, that is MRVP broth, which is nothing but the glucose peptone broth. So why you are using glucose here? We are dealing with the coliform organism, we are dealing with the fecal coliform, non-fecal coliform, and as the definition of coliform says that the coliform must ferment lactose with the production of acid and gas. So we should use lactose. Why glucose? We are using glucose here because we have already known that the organism is coliform. We need to check whether it is fecal or non-fecal. That is why we should use glucose. We don't need to use lactose here, right? We can use lactose definitely, but as we know that the organism is coliform now, and we need to check whether it is fecal or non-fecal. That is why we are using glucose here. Now, say we are choosing E. coli as fecal and Klebsiella erogens say as a non-fecal. So both of these organisms can utilize the media differently. E. coli can ferment this glucose peptone both more rapidly than Klebsiella erogens, and that is why E. coli produces more acid, which decreases the pH from 7. So initial pH of the media was 7. For E. coli, it ferment rapidly, so the pH decreases ultimately 4.6. pH decreases 4.6 from 7 to 4.6 because it produces much more acid. And as we know that E. coli is not able to grow less than the pH 4.6, it stops its own growth. That means after inoculation of E. coli into MRVP broth, E. coli cell is not able to grow by itself. Media still contains glucose, media still contains peptone, media still contains nutrients, but E. coli cell is not able to grow further because they produces lots of acid which decreases the pH from 7 to 4.6. But non-fecal coliform like Klebsiella erogens is not able to produce so much acid because they can produce some neutral compounds also. So they can also ferment lactose, definitely. They can ferment lactose, but not so rapidly like E. coli cell do, and that is why their pH remains 6 from 7 to 6. They are producing some acid and they are producing some neutral compounds actually. Neutral compounds such as 2,3 butane diol and acetyl methyl carbinol can also be produced. So these are some neutral compounds that are produced apart from the acid. That is why their pH decreases from 7 to 6, and at that pH they are capable of utilizing the whole glucose present in the media, and after utilizing the glucose they next attacks peptone. That means E. coli cell cannot use the total glucose present in the media, while the non-fecal coliform can use the total glucose and also they can attack the peptone molecule. So in methyl red test, what we are using? We are using a dichlor methyl red. The methyl red is an indicator. It's not a dichlor. I'm very sorry. It is an indicator. It is the pH indicator. So methyl red is a pH indicator. So if we add 2 drops of methyl red into a tube which contains E. coli or fecal coliform, in that case, being pH 4.6, the media will be colored as pinkish red, right? But as the pH of Klebsiella erogens, that is non-fecal containing glucose peptone broth, the pH is 6. In that case, addition of methyl red indicator into it makes the color of the media stands yellow. So the appearance of red color or pinkish red color, not usual red, but it is pinkish red. The appearance of pinkish red color means it is a fecal type of positive test for fecal organism, and appearance of yellow color means it is a negative test. So color changes do happen, both in case of fecal and in case of non-fecal. But in case of fecal, it is the appearance of red color or pinkish red color, and in case of non-fecal, it is the appearance of yellow color. So this is the principle of using methyl red. So after addition, after 24 hours of incubation, what you have to do is to add 2 or 3 drops of methyl red into it to check whether it is yellow appearance or it is red appearance. And for VP test, what we have to do, we have to use some Barrett's reagent, which is consist of 2 agents called VP1 and VP2. These are called Barrett's reagent. VP1 is composed of 5% alpha naphthol in 95% ethanol, and VP2 is 40% KOH, potassium hydroxide. So in order to do VP test, what you have to do is to add say 0.5 ml or 8 to 10 drops of VP1 reagent to a test tube, then shake the media, then once again add VP2 reagent, once again 0.5 to 0.5 ml or 6 to 8 or 8 to 10 drops into the same test tube. So say we have 2 test tubes, we have 2 test tubes, one containing E. coli, another test tube contains Klebsiella erogens. We have to add VP1 reagent, 8 to 10 drops first in the media, shake that thing, and then add VP2 reagent in that media, shake that thing. This is true for both of these cases. And incubate in air after exposing. We are not using cotton here. after exposing for at least 20 minutes, what will happen? What will happen? The tube that contains Klebsiella aerogens will be pink color, pinkish red appearance, but not for E. coli. E. coli tube remains unchanged. So what is happening? The basic principle of using BP test is to detect these 2,3-butanediol, actually these neutral compounds, 2,3-butanediol or acetyl methyl carbinol. What will happen? This 2,3-butanediol looks like, that is CH3, CHOH, CHOH, CH3. So this is the 2,3-butanediol, which in the presence of 40% KOH and 5% alpha naphthalene will be converted to diacetyl, that is CH3, C double bonded O, C double bonded O, CH3, diacetyl. This is the oxidized form. 2 hydrogen and 2 hydrogen is removed here. So in the presence of atmospheric oxygen, when we are incubating for 20 minutes, what will happen? This 2,3-butanediol will be converted to diacetyl, and this diacetyl attacks the guanidine residue of peptone, which ultimately forms a pinkish red like appearance. So in this VP test, we are basically checking whether the organism is capable of producing this neutral compound or not. But in case of methyl red test, we are not checking whether they are producing neutral compound or not. We are checking just the pH, final pH of the media. This is the basic difference. So who gives positive test in case of VP? It is the Klebsiella aerogens, that is the non-fecal organism. Okay. Last is citrate test. Citrate test. So in citrate test, citrate is the only source of carbon here. You have to understand this thing. Say we are not imparting glucose, we are not imparting lactose, we are imparting citrate is the only carbon source, and we know that without carbon, a bacteria is any kind of living thing is not able to produce any kind of biomolecule. Without using carbon, you cannot produce biomolecule. Carbohydrate contains carbon, protein or amino acid, nucleic acid, lipid, all these things contains carbon. So if we use citrate as the only source of carbon, in order to grow, bacteria need to take up the citrate from the media, because you can inoculate the bacteria in the media and citrate is present in the media. So in order to grow, bacteria need to take up the nutrient from the media, and that is why bacteria need citrate permease enzyme. This citrate permease enzyme is absolutely present in non-fecal organism and not the fecal one. So the non-fecal organism have that citrate permease, they can take up citrate from the media into their cell. That is why they can survive, they can grow. So the appearance of growth indicates citrate positive. Because fecal organism like E. coli is incapable of taking up the citrate from the media because they lack citrate permease. That is why fecal organism is not able to grow in the media. Right? So non-fecal organism can grow. So it is non-fecal gives positive test and fecal gives negative test. So positive or negative test can be determined by the appearance of growth in the media or not, right? One thing that in order to know better or in order to check better, what you have to do, you can use some kind of indicator into the media. Initially, the Cosa citrate broth or Simon citrate media, the citrate media actually, citrate media contains the color of the citrate media is green. So why it is green? Because it contains citrate. So if the bacteria is capable of taking up the citrate from the media, the acidity decreases, acidity of the media decreases, and that is why media will be colored as Prussian blue. So the appearance, the conversion of green to blue also indicates citrate positive test, and this occurs due to the presence of a dye into the media called nonfaecal, right? So the dye can be present in the media in Cosa citrate broth or Simon citrate agar media, whatever it is. If the organism is capable of growing in that media, we can detect that the organism is non-fecal. If the organism is not able to grow, we can say that the organism is faecal. Simultaneously, we can also check whether the media has been turned into green to blue or not. If it is turning green to blue, then we can say that some pH changes must happen in the media. Right. So this is the basic of the IMViC test. Hope you have understand what is IMViC test, why should we perform IMViC test, etc. Right. Thank you.